What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And you're listening to the official episode 2 of the Big Stack Podcast, where we talk about video games and other stuff, and mostly video games. We try to talk mostly about video games. I'm joined once again with my good friend Jacob. How are you doing this week, Jacob?
I'm doing pretty good.
How are you? Did you play any video games?
I've been playing a lot of video games.
What have you been playing?
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh.
Did not think I was going to like that game very much. Turns out, it's okay. It's a fine game.
Turns out I don't like that game very much.
Now, say that's a slightly different story than the story you had last night, because you're like, I am not enjoying this game. So did something happen between last night and today?
So I played another 5 hours this morning. The controls are still unmanageably terrible. But I found some missions that were kind of fun, and then I hunted for several hours, and that was a blast. And I gave my guy a cool mustache, and I beat a guy up to take his hat.
Right.
All right. I'm into that last
So,
loop.
like, some good stuff happened.
Right. And that's the
Can
thing.
you beat a guy up to take his mustache?
That's the thing. If you don't know, I wish.
wish.
That would be so cool.
Wish.
Here's the thing. If you don't like the Rockstar formula, if you don't like the GTA formula, we've seen since GTA 4, really. Some people would say GTA 3, but I think GTA 3 was much more freeform. But GTA 4 especially really reined it in. GTA 5 especially reined it in. And then Red Dead Redemption 2 really reins it in. Yeah. But if you don't like, hey, get a quest, ride a horse for 5 minutes, go to the thing, do the quest, ride a horse for 5 more minutes, you're not going to enjoy the story part of that game. But it sounds like you're enjoying the open world aspect.
Yeah, they let me name my horse Hey Jude. And
Yeah.
so it's probably a pretty good video game.
Every horse I've made so far named Bojack, because obviously I love that show. Bojack Horseman, watch it on Netflix. Not a sponsor. Hey, Ellis, how you been this week?
I've been doing pretty good, man.
Well, you play any video games?
Yeah, I've been continuing to play Slay the Spire. It came into release, and they added mod content or mod availability. You can mod that game now, and people are making some cool stuff for it. So, yeah, I've been playing that, and I've been playing a lot of Super Smash, trying to learn that Palutena.
I've been playing a lot of Smash as well, doing the Spirit Collection. Something really embarrassing happened to me last night. If you guys are not aware of this, you can buy me outfits and also songs and also spirits through a store that's under the Vault page, and I did not know that this entire time I had this game. So Jake was making fun of me last night because I had like 200,000 gold. And I'm like, why is gold even in this game? What am I even supposed to do with it? Oh, that's what you're supposed to do with it. So
You buy stuff with it.
You
go
buy
to the Vault
stuff.
page. I'm down to like 25,000. I'm down to like 25,000 gold now, finally, because I bought.
Oh, good to see that impulse control is holding up.
Well, yeah,
I had 200,000. I spent all of it one night.
it's better than gambling, baby. It's better than gambling. I don't know if I told you guys this. We went to a casino when I was up in Jersey, Atlantic City.
All right.
Okay,
And
how was it?
I spent $500 on nothing.
Yeah, okay. So you went to a
okay.
casino.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
miserable. Now, here's the thing. I played some blackjack for a while, and I had a coach helping me play blackjack. That was McJuggernuggets, Jesse. And he's walking me through the process. He's like, here's where you want to bet a lot of money. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because you can split here. So go ahead and split. And then once I was able to split, he's like, you should double down on this one. And I'm like, I don't understand why. Because this is your chance to walk away with like $1,000 if you go ahead and put the 100 down. So you really should. And I'm like, I don't. He's like, open your wallet and put the money down. And I'm like, okay. And then the next thing I know, she scooped up all my chips in front of me because I don't know what the fuck happened. I still don't know. If I'd filmed it, I couldn't watch it again and tell you what happened. But I lost.
You're not allowed to do that.
So I gotten $500 in cash, and I made the intention, I'm going to spend the only $500 I'll ever spend in the casino. And if I come up, I come up. If I lose it, I'll have learned my lesson for $500.
That's an
Big
expensive lesson.
Which is still a tremendous amount of money, no matter how you slice it. Even if you're a millionaire, you shouldn't be throwing away $500, okay? 100 of that went to Swift because I owed him for editing my video where I interviewed Kid Behind the Camera. So really 400 is what I lost. But and Swift was up all night. He made like $300 playing blackjack.
Wow.
Here's where it got crazy, though. We went to, early on, we played a Zuma slot machine, like Zuma the game. And it had interactive elements, and it played like Zuma, kind of. And oh my God, it got the endorphins going, man. I was like, oh my God, this is so fun. And like I won, I put in like $40, but I came up like 300 at some point. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm making money playing Zuma. And then Jesse's like, it's so much easier to win money playing blackjack. Nope.
No, it wasn't.
No, turns out. And so we ended up in the high rollers slots room.
Wow.
Where you could bet as much as $100 per spin of the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And so we're walking by these machines, and Swift looks at one of the machines, and he says, Boogie, play this one. And I'm like, that's $50 a pull. And he goes, I have a good feeling. So I sat down, and I had like a ticket that had like $100 left on it. So I slid it in, and I pulled it once, and I lost 50, and I pulled it again, and I lost 50. And I'm like, dude, your feeling was wrong. You're wrong. I'm walking away. Mm-hmm. And I was out of cash. I didn't have anything left. So it didn't matter. Like, unless I went to an ATM.
Okay.
So Swift sat down at it, put $50 in, won $1,200. Boom, like that.
He did have the feeling.
If I pulled that thing one more time. So...
No, that's not how that works.
Right. So the machine...
Don't teach people that's how that works.
The machine next to it was $100 a pop. He scooted over a seat and proceeded to lose $1,200.
Because it's not how that works.
And I'm like, why, Swift? And he goes, because I came in with just $100 in my pocket. It's okay if I leave with just 300, because he still had like 300 on a different ticket or whatever. And he's like, it's okay if I walk out. I'm still up. It doesn't matter. It's just fun. I'd rather take the chance at becoming a millionaire tonight than to walk out with $1,100, because I'll make that on YouTube in the next couple of months. It'll be okay. And I'm like, man, I can't argue with that. The man's got balls. So Swift UAV, if you're listening to this, you got balls, brother.
You got balls. I can still argue with that.
The point that I'm making is never gamble, because it's so not worth it. It's so stupid. It's just bad. It's just
definitely
bad.
not worth finding out if you're the kind of person that becomes addicted to it.
Well, that's the thing. I was becoming addicted to it. That Zuma machine was so much fun. It was like 3D, but you didn't have to wear glasses. And like I was like, oh my God, this is one of the most fun things I've ever done. Now people are going to walk through a casino and they're going to see the Zuma machine. They're going to play it because I told them how much fun it was. But But when I hit big in blackjack, I was like, ooh, God, this is better than sex. This is better than cheeseburgers. And I'm like,
and it's in 3D.
I can never go to another casino. It's such a bad idea.
Every casino I've ever been to has been depressing.
Hey,
everybody there looks very sad.
Speaking of which, my name is Rice Gum, and I want to introduce gambling to children. Did you guys hear about my favorite YouTube controversy of the week?
Oof.
Yeah. So there's a website called like Mystery Box or something like that. Please don't visit it.
No.
Hey, someone's phone's vibrating, by the way. People complained about that last time, so pull that off your desk if it's your phone, by the way. So anyway, they ended up promoting this. Logan Paul. Or was it Jake? I think it was Jake this time.
One of the balls.
And I bet $5,000 on this website, and I won like $10,000, $20,000 worth of stuff. Bullshit. They're introducing gambling to kids, and that's a fight that we here in the video game field have been fighting for years. Because every video game I play right now has gambling in it, it feels like. Loot boxes and gacha games and Call of Duty points. There's not really gambling there, but still. Ugh. Yeah, I'm so glad to see the internet. I'm so glad to see the internet mad about introducing gambling to kids, but I wish they were mad about it in the video game sphere. H3, Felix, guys, play a video game sometime, because that's what they've become. It's so frustrating. But there's some good games out there yet, and that's what we want to talk about this episode.
Hopefully.
Hooray!
Yeah, we're going to talk about the games we are looking forward to this year. A lot of good games coming out. It looks like a lot of hype games, but as usual, folks, even if we speak very highly of the game here today, I don't recommend pre-ordering ever. I recommend waiting till the reviews are out, and I recommend waiting until you see your favorite YouTuber, your favorite streamer, or multiple YouTubers or streamers review that game or play that game and get a first-hand impression before you touch that credit card. A couple of shout outs before we do this. Number one, we are doing a giveaway on the YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this via other means, this podcast is now on iTunes. It's also available on SoundCloud and soon to be everywhere else. If you're listening to it elsewhere, if you follow the YouTube channel, if you subscribe to it, we're doing a $50 gift card giveaway. We also have a Patreon. You'll find that at patreon.com/The Big Stack Podcast or Big Stack Podcast. Well, there'll be a link in the description box below here on YouTube. If you find us on Patreon and you support us there, there's only 20 patrons currently. Someone there is going to win the entirety of our Patreon payout this month. So it's about $50. Someone's going to get a $50 gift card on Patreon for following us there as well. So we just hit 10,000. Actually, we're closer to 14,000 subscribers right now on our YouTube channel.
Ooh.
And we can't thank you enough. So thank you guys for supporting us. So Jacob, start us off, man. Give us a game. What are you most excited about for 2019?
I am cautiously excited about Anthem. I want to like
cautious.
that game.
Okay.
I want that game to be good. I don't trust that it will be.
The good news is, if you dig deep, there is some Anthem gameplay that's floating around.
Yes.
And you can get a decent idea of what the game looks like now. I feel like the game is not getting promoted nearly enough, and I don't really understand why, but maybe I'm just not coming across it. Maybe they're not targeting me with that stuff. But it seems like so few people... When is that game supposed to be out? Is it February?
So that game's out February 22nd, and I'm seeing nothing about it, which is making me super nervous.
Even more nervous.
EA may be doing it right this time. Like, maybe they know the game isn't perfect, so maybe they're not pushing it too much in the hopes that they won't get like a negative backlash. And then once it's well received, if it is well received, then they'll start pushing it. Maybe maybe they're just not trying to shove it down our throats right now. Or maybe, and this seems like the more likely answer, I think everybody is so frustrated and so irritated with EA and their business practices that nobody wants to talk about it because we're too afraid.
I think that gameplay aside, that's not the part that makes me so nervous about liking or being excited for Anthem. It's all of the monetization and battle passes and everything else that's going to be tacked onto it, loot boxes that EA has consistently just sort of stuffed into every one of their multiplayer games
and it
for the past 5 years or however long.
And it seems like Anthem is ripe for that. Tell me some good stuff about Anthem, Jacob. What's got you excited about it?
I just want to be like a cool robot suit Iron Man guy flying around shooting at aliens. It looks fun, and I like looter shooter kind of games, and I want to like BioWare's writing.
Am I wrong when I say it looks like Borderlands in space without the wackiness? Is that a fair comparison, you think, maybe? Or is it more of an RPG?
Well, Borderlands in space without the wackiness describes a lot of games.
Right. I guess that's true.
Sure. That might just be a little too reductive. But I mean, like, it is a looter shooter, right? You pick up gear and you pick up like changes to your abilities and stuff like that, and you level up, and there's different classes.
So is it like Destiny?
A little bit.
Right. I feel like probably the best way to describe what I have seen when it comes to gameplay, and this is my opinion, I know many people disagree with it, but it feels like a spin-off of the Mass Effect formula, kind of, like if you played Mass Effect 3, which I know people dislike, obviously, but it feels like it borrows a lot from, Mass Effect 3 and then steadily, heavily improves on it. So I'm hoping that's probably a very unfair comparison because I've only seen like 10 minutes of gameplay, and that seems to be my entire exposure to it. Because why is there no exposure to it?
Yeah, that's been my problem. Is I just haven't seen anything about it, and it's out in a month and a half. So who knows?
Ellis, give me a game you're excited about. What's got you popping?
Well, I'm excited for Doom Eternal, which is odd for me because I generally don't play a lot of shooty man games. Doom Eternal looks awesome flavor-wise, and everything that I've seen about it, the trailer that we saw at E3, I'm pretty excited for Doom Eternal, and I'm hoping that with the developers and everybody who's attached, it doesn't seem like it is going to be stuffed full of all the monetization things that we love to hate.
Right. Did you play the last Doom?
I watched several other people play the last Doom. I did not have a system that could play the last Doom at the time.
Yep.
So I was unable to play the last Doom.
It is available on Switch now, and I played through the Switch version. It's not as great as the PC version by a fair amount, but it's decent. Here's what I will say about Doom. It was an adrenaline rush like no other, and I mean there was periods of time where like there's lulls in the orgasmic feeling of just murdering infinite number of demons. So eventually, like you have to figure out a small puzzle, or you have to figure out where to go, or you have to figure out this or that. Towards the end of the game, it just becomes just non-stop murdering to the point that you're fighting the bosses of the earlier levels 10 at a time. It feels like it's just insane the stuff you were doing. And when I played through that entire game on Twitch stream, by the end of it, I was like, I'm burnt out. I've played this game so much. I've murdered so many demons in the last 10 minutes. I've killed as many demons in the last 10 minutes as I have killed in the first 4 hours of playing. And they just kept throwing it at you. And so the problem with my initial playthrough of Doom was it was very samey. It was just more of and more intense, and then eventually it got exhausting. I'm really excited to see what they do to improve on the formula. Since I know I will play that game, and I might likely get a code from the company, I'm not too terribly like worried about watching any of the previews or anything like that. Does it look like they've improved on the formula?
I hope so. Yeah. It's hard to tell from trailers for games like that because despite this one looking exciting and stuff, the trailers usually look the same. It's Doom guy running around killing demons looking awesome. Right. And it's hard to tell.
It feels like the guys over at id, we met them at E3. We met a lot of the people at id. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting because I know the promo for the promo trailer for Doom Eternal did upset quite a few people because they put like a joke in there about, upsetting the demons or something like that. I love that kind of sense of humor. I love that they were willing to just like
remember that, but I believe you.
It's a fun little controversy. There's just something in their E3 demo, like a minute and a half. I forget exactly what the joke was, but it was maybe like identifying as a demon or something. I don't know, but it was like one of those buzzwords that just got thrown in there by some writer. And I often feel like id does that purposely. I feel like they knew.
Yeah, most companies do.
Yeah, they're like, I know we're gonna make money off of upsetting these journalists and stuff like that. It was interesting to see that tactic because they seem very brazen about it. Rockstar being the most brazen about it. Rockstar is just on record for saying, "Hey, one of the best ways to sell a video game is controversy," and they certainly did that with Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. Like such controversial stuff. Like one of my favorite things you can do. Have you run into, minor spoiler here, very minor spoiler, have you run into any of the clan meetings that you can run into?
I haven't yet.
It is so much fun. There's that random encounter that you will occasionally find. I found it right outside of Strawberry, and I've never laughed that hard at the video game. I just chucked a giant stick of dynamite into the middle of that clan meeting, and I didn't know how it was scripted to play out, and I won't spoil that for you, but watching them get dynamite was just one of the funniest things. Like, this is good, but Rockstar knew that's going to go viral. Rockstar knew people are going to take clips from that and share it, and I was so glad they did.
Speaking of Doom for Switch, by the way, have you seen the possible leaks for the upcoming Switch roster?
Oh, yeah. Minor spoiler. I guess this is kind of a major spoiler. If you guys play Super Smash Brothers, there's supposed to be 3 more characters announced for Smash DLC, and you may want to skip ahead a minute if you do not want to hear who the rumors currently are, but these are not confirmed.
Right.
Currently, we have Doom Guy as one of the potential people. We have Steve from Minecraft, though I would much rather have been like an Enderman, I think, than Steve, but that's fine. And then who's the third?
Edric from, I think, the original Dragon Quest, like the first one we ever got here in the States. Maybe not the first one that ever existed.
Right. And then, of course, we got Joker and Piranha Plant as characters. I'm glad to get those 3 out-of-character games. Those 3 out-of-game characters, really, out of Nintendo roster. I mean, that's amazing. I've heard rumors of Dante from Devil May Cry, since obviously they're launching that. That would be an interesting one as well. But so they're doing multiple seasons of DLC, right? Is that the plan? Like, there's this one, and then this is pack number 1, so maybe there'll be pack number 2, maybe pack number 3. I'm happy with pack number 20, folks. I will keep buying your crap, Nintendo. Please keep selling me. As long as there's still a level and additional music and a character, and if they add some more game modes, like where is the long, what was it? The one where you hit the sandbag, the long distance contest,
home run, right?
Home run, right? Home run. And like where is a lot of stuff just feels like it's missing. I want you to add that stuff, please. Not that there's not a tremendous amount of stuff already there, but.
There's a lot to do.
Classic mode could use some more stuff. And did they add the classic mode where you fight the entire roster? Because that would be insane to fight the entire roster now with one fighter. But that doesn't seem to be in the game. I guess
I
it's
wouldn't be
also 90
surprised to see that
characters.
stuff added later.
Right, yeah. So keep producing, man. I will keep playing that game, and I'll keep giving you money because it's so good. That's where I like it when they monetize a game. If a game is that good, I'll monetize it, man. I don't care. Monetize,
Sure.
I'll give you my money. I guess the game I am most looking forward to, I already played at E3, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the big boy.
Yeah.
Well, one of the big boys.
Well, that's the thing. And a lot of people have mentioned this in our previous podcast episodes. I very much fall for the AAA super awesome games. Like, this is the one I'm super excited about, the one to build off of a franchise. Kingdom Hearts 3 is a game I've been waiting for a decade, folks. Like, if you didn't beat Kingdom Hearts 2, it ends on a minor spoiler where they show, like, a bunch of swords, a bunch of keys. And I already have a few Keyblades behind me, so I'm a fan of the series. Getting to play it at E3 gave me some hope, but it also doused the hype a little bit because I didn't really like the summons, like the fact that they're based off of Disneyland rides. Like, I don't want to teacup my enemies to death.
Right.
I don't want to teacup my enemies. That sounds really dirty, though. Teacupping my enemies. But the rest of it was really solid. And I've seen some minor spoilers of the worlds we're going to. I kept hoping that we would go to Star Wars, but hopefully we'll still see some Star Wars characters in it.
We might.
And I don't know, the way they progressed, even though it was very disappointing because they ended up canceling some of the DLC for Final Fantasy 15. Final Fantasy 15 continued to get DLC as, games as a service too. And so it gave me reason to go back to Final Fantasy every once in a while. Maybe they'll do that with this one. Maybe we'll get a Star Wars level.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, okay, off topic here. Are you guys familiar with a VR game called Accounting? Accounting Plus?
Yeah, I vaguely remember hearing about that.
I watched a Matt Pat game theory video about it, and this game is a VR game, and it's made by Justin Roiland and the guys who made the Stanley Parable got together to make.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember this.
Right, and it's the biggest fuck you video game I've ever seen in my life, because there's a bunch of hidden levels in it. And in order to get to these hidden levels, sometimes you have to do stuff like knock on the same door 25 times while listening to repetitive dialogue each time. Or like it's so stupid. It's such a trolly game. And so Matt Pat theorized that there was an actual zoo level, which is hinted at throughout the game, that there might be a zoo level. And I won't tell you, if you're listening to the podcast, whether there's a zoo level or not.
You'll have to find that on your own.
But they continue to update that game. They continue to add stuff.
Wow.
Which is weird because it's like a $20 VR title. But they're like, every once in a while, like, let's get Justin back in here and record some dialogue for something stupid. Just to troll people. It's interesting.
That's great.
Yeah. Jacob, give me another game you're looking forward to. There's got to be another one.
Cyberpunk 2077 has a tepid 2019 release date. I don't know how real that is, but oh boy, am I excited for that game.
I think it also had a 2099 release date.
That's what they told me at E3. That's what they told me at E3. What's got you excited about it, Jacob?
It's exactly my style. It's exactly the kind of video game I want to play. I love RPGs.
Everything.
I love science fiction. I love cool electronic music. I like leather jackets. It's got everything for me.
I love CD Projekt Red.
That's true. I love CD Projekt Red.
We got to meet those guys at E3, and I have never seen a developer as excited about the project they were working on.
In an effort for full disclosure, I do have a lot of friends at CD Projekt Red, and we have talked quite frequently. So whenever I talk about that game, please keep in mind I do have a personal interest in making sure that their company and their games are successful. That said, The Witcher 3 is just one of the best games I've ever played. It's just absolutely incredible. It's so much content, I never even got to finish the damn thing. And they kept adding really good content. Their business model has been exemplary. God of War maybe did it even better this last year, or at least as well as CD Projekt Red does, but I know that having spoken with them, they have plans to give you a tremendous amount of content for your $60 buy-in, along with free little micro DLCs and free content and skins and stuff like that they're just going to give you for free as the game progresses and they work on it. And then, of course, they will have genuinely good DLC if they have DLC. But what we've seen of that game, and it's sexy too.
Delicious.
And it's like super sexy and super violent. And like when they did the E3 demo, they were like, They showed you like your main character V like banging some dude, and like she gets out of bed naked, and like there's another girl in a tub naked, and they're like, "Hey guys, so this is a very mature game, and you need to be aware that this is a mature game because we don't give a shit because we're CD Projekt Red. Get mad about it if you want to. Nobody cares because we're gonna sell millions of copies because this is a game that's really good. And it's got titties in it. Sorry."
So excited.
Yeah,
So excited.
Titties and all.
I love me some video game titties. The combat looks really good in it too. Did you watch the E3 trailer, the one that we got to see in private screen and they finally released
Yes.
that version of?
Yeah.
Yeah. What
I've watched it twice.
like what kind of mods are you excited about? Like what is it about that you got really excited?
Well, the sword arms sound really cool and
Yeah,
fun.
the Mantis. I think it's called.
Yeah. That's exactly what I want to do. Like grappling hook style stuff and like climbing on the walls and having like crazy guns that like lock on to people or do crazy stuff. All of that shit.
Yeah, there's looks like there's 4 or 5 different ways to play it, and I'm excited to play through it at least one way and then maybe play through it a second time. The other thing, just like The Witcher 3, if you've not played The Witcher 3, the things you do matter in that game. It's the opposite of Mass Effect 3. When you make a decision, it will have an impact. For The Witcher 3, minor spoiler here, say for example you save a character in The Witcher 3, that character may very well be involved in another storyline later on. But if you let that character die, that the storyline could be completely different because that character never gets involved. And so that's exactly what they showed us at E3. They showed us like, hey, we're choosing it to do it this way, but that will have upsides and it'll also have downsides. And it will
That was the least
drastically
spoilery
change the
spoiler I've ever heard.
Right. Well, I was going to use the example of the Baron.
You ruined it.
Yeah, I was going to use to go into great detail about the Baron, but which is probably one of my favorite parts of the game because I saw 3 different ways that could be handled. At some point, I'm burying some ghost baby or something. I'm like, what is happening? What is this ghost baby? Like, yeah. My Baron killed himself, so I don't know about yours, but
Fucked up.
my Baron fucking hung himself. So,
That'll happen.
yeah.
I am really excited for Cyberpunk 27. Also excited for
27?
Rage 2. 2077.
Yeah, Rage 2. Did any of us play the original Rage?
No.
Yeah, me either.
Also, no.
I feel like I want to go back to play it now that I know it actually runs on PC because it didn't at launch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I should play it between now and then. Maybe I'll download it and play it through Xbox. I hate playing shooters on console. But, yeah, Rage 2, there's so many games that look like Rage 2 coming out this year. The new Far Cry took that aesthetic, and I think there's a couple of more that everybody went with, like, post-apocalyptic, everything is neon for some reason.
Yeah.
Punk rock.
Yeah.
Post-apocalyptic.
Right.
Which is
almost Cyberpunk.
right. And it really, Rage 2 felt like they were like, hey, this first game didn't work. Let's make a Borderlands, which I welcome. Make as many Borderlands as you can give me, man. I'm fine. But yeah, it shows some real promise. The Video Game Awards trailer looked amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm basing most of this stuff off of is both Far Cry 6 and Rage 2 had really, really exciting trailers that got me, a guy who does not like those kinds of games, into that style, into a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
On flavor alone, and gameplay looked fun as well. I appreciated that they had, at least in the Rage trailer, I don't remember any in the Far Cry trailer, in New Dawn, I think is what the new one is called, but they had actual gameplay in the Rage trailer, and it looked like a blast. It looked so fun.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
Right. I will throw Far Cry 5 onto the pile here as a game. Or Far Cry post-apocalyptic. I'll throw it onto the pile. Again, the choice of like 2 twin females as the bad guys is new and interesting, so I'm interested in seeing how that plays out.
Sure.
The whole post-apocalyptic thing is really interesting. And to really see, if you guys didn't play through Far Cry 5, you should. I really, really enjoyed it. It is more Far Cry, but the story is really, really interesting. And even like there's basically 4 major characters than the 5th, like the big bad guy. The 4 stories for the different smaller characters are really interesting. There's one that is repetitive, and when you get to it, you'll be like, why am I doing the same stuff over and over again? And then it has one of the best payoffs in the game. And I was like shocked at how good the payoff was. And I'm like, oh my God, even the boring part of this game was good. Now, I didn't play any of the DLC. It looked all bad. And I didn't really mess around with like a lot of the online stuff, which is just like an added extra bonus. And the monetization in that game is a little frustrating because you can buy access to guns that you haven't found yet. If you just buy the skin, it also gives you the gun that you haven't found yet. But it's a single-player game, and I played through it without spending any money, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. So
all right, that's good.
Yeah, I would give it like a 7 out of 10, and I hope that this one is at least a 7 out of 10. But I think the Far Cry games, 3 especially, 4 to some extent, 5 most certainly, it's worth a playthrough for the storyline alone. Because they have some of the most memorable evil bosses that you'll ever encounter. They're just so fascinating.
Cool.
Yeah, story-wise, those games are fine. The combat is fun, I guess. Let's talk about...
That was convincing.
Yeah, let's talk about the fight. Let's talk about the fighting games we're looking forward to this year. We're potentially getting Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
Am I the only one with like just like a straight gore boner?
I will play some Mortal Kombat 11 with you.
I'll watch you guys play some Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, I'll suck at it. I think
so will I.
I think that company does a better job with Injustice, the Injustice series, than the Mortal Kombat series at this point. I would rather almost have another Injustice game.
Why do you say that?
Yeah,
I don't disagree with you. I'm just wondering.
The combat just feels so much better in Injustice versus Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat XL. I like the Mortal Kombat characters, but I feel like, and I like the blood and I love the gore and I love the X-rays, but I really felt like they did a better job with Injustice when it came to how the characters fought. And again, keep in mind, I'm not a fighting game pro by any stretch of the imagination. I'm very casual at all fighting games. I just enjoy them. I mostly like to see all the fatalities and all the X-rays and all the finishing moves and all the cool stuff and all the levels and play all the different characters. And then I'm done. I don't really ever want to get good at a fighting game. I just want to see it. Injustice gave me a lot of reasons to play. Mortal Kombat X had really bad monetization. And especially the way you unlock stuff via the crypt, or you gotta spend $30 to unlock everything. Fuck you. But Injustice only had like mostly cosmetic items, unless you were doing like that one special mode, and then you could grind up the special mode, and they're not only were they cosmetic, but they would affect things in that one special mode, and you could buy access to that a little bit quicker. But it was also fun to grind it out. I enjoyed like all the little bonus modes, even though they were monetized. I still enjoyed them. And then the raw fighting game was good.
Did you like the gear system that they had in Injustice too?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the gear system.
Okay.
And so I really, really enjoyed that. So I hope that he learned something from Injustice. Ed, if you're listening, and you're not. And I hope that some of that makes it over to the Mortal Kombat series. But I just hope there's a huge roster of every Mortal Kombat character ever, and I hope they all have 2 or 3 fatalities. And I hope that they do give us easy fatalities, and they don't cost 25 cents to use.
I hope that Waluigi is in it.
Yeah, I would love to have Waluigi.
That'd be so great.
That's why he's not in Smash. Sakura was like, no, he's coming.
Dead or Alive is getting another franchise entry this year, and this time without the nudity, pretty much. I guess there's still some pretty sexy outfits, and a lot of the dudes get pretty naked and sweaty. But when it comes to the younger characters, when it comes to the female characters, they put some clothes on. And not like an absurd amount of clothes, just a pretty reasonable amount of clothes.
What is an absurd amount of clothes?
Like I guess if you're wearing a parka and
3 t-shirts.
Yeah, 3 t-shirts,
how many
a parka,
hats?
5 pairs of pants, and 3 pairs of shoes.
That sounds like a way better video game to me. I'm just saying.
I would play that. Oh, but what if when you hit people, you knock the clothes off of them?
No, you hit people and put clothes on them.
Everybody starts next to naked.
It makes them harder to fight with because they're wearing too many clothes.
I would play this game. Oh, it's like
Your character starts getting sluggish. You got 6 pairs of shoes on one foot.
It's like
you can't move left anymore.
It's one of those T-shirt videos people did for YouTube, right? Like where you try to put on as many T-shirts as you could. Right? That's the fighting game. Add that as a Smash mode. I would play that as a Smash mode. And then, so I don't know. Either of you guys fans of the DOA series?
I play Dead or Alive with my fiance. She really likes those games. They're the only fighting game that's really spoken to her. And she did not like the last entry at all.
It wasn't good.
But typically looking forward to this one.
Yeah,
we're going to get it. We're going to play it.
The last one, like the game, I bought it for like $20, and then there was like $1,000 of the DLC of costumes. And like they really just sold it for the costumes. I hope this one, DOA 6, I hope they are selling it on the combat. So far, what I've seen so far seems good. And then if they decide to add booby content later and jiggle physics later, I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Well, I think we're getting destructible environments back, which is really cool. That's a fun aspect of that game.
Yeah, I saw a dinosaur. It seems like a Jurassic Park level, and a dinosaur ate somebody off a Jeep. It was great.
Hell yeah. That's the shit I'm looking for from DOA.
Me
right?
too.
They're always wacky and weird, but they take themselves deadly serious. That's what I like. From those games specifically. That's what I have the most fun dealing with. There was like the level where you're at the top of the stairs and they're all covered with monkeys. And then you can like hit the person and they just roll down the stairs for minutes. It feels like transitioning to the next part of the stage. I'm great.
Into that. Absolutely. That sounds great.
Then there's are you guys, either of you guys into the animus?
I'm tepidly into some animus.
I watched 3 animes this year, or in 2018.
Oh, I was like, geez, you're ahead of me?
I watched a couple, but I don't watch like, I don't know. What I watch tends to not be mainstream. I tend to watch like just some weird thing.
Animu hipster?
No, it's just whatever like Crunchyroll would recommend me. I just be like, I'm gonna watch whatever this is. This is weird.
Doc, those are the most mainstream animes. The ones that Crunchyroll recommends?
Yeah, but I mean, like, I tried, I don't know. Like this, so there's a game coming out called Jump Force. And Jump Force has Dragon Ball Z in it, which I don't care. And it's got Death Note in it, which I don't care. I haven't seen that either. And a bunch of other animus that I don't even recognize. Those are the ones I recognize.
You recognize Yu-Gi-Oh!
It is Shonen Jump Force, so it's all the Shonen comic characters.
Right.
Which includes a lot of Dragon Ball, Yu-Gi-Oh! I think, is My Hero Academia one?
I would be surprised if it wasn't in the game. I don't actually know if it's shonen though.
Okay.
I've only seen the anime. I never read the manga or anything. So
my non-anime tendencies are showing right now.
Right.
Yeah. So I've looked at this gameplay. I was just fully aware of it today doing research for this episode, and it looks almost hyper-realistic at points with the anime characters not looking hyper-realistic, and it's so weird.
Oh, they look gross and weird.
So it looks like a damn CGI game, and I'm like, what am I watching right now? But it's a really unique aesthetic. It
does look different. That's true.
It really is just like gorgeous to watch. So I think I'm going to have a lot of fun watching this one. I want to click on a video right now, but I don't want to make noise for the recording.
Yugi in that game looks like an alien, and there's actual aliens in that game.
Yeah.
That's weird. He looks like the most like an alien.
Oh, here's another character I recognize from it. One Piece.
Anime Boogie?
Watch what?
Or Jacob, because he's definitely an alien. Like canon.
Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh is? Or Yugi?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I've never watched it.
Yeah.
When were we getting
underneath that hair is just like a Gray's, kind of dome head.
When are we getting a Magic the Gathering cartoon? Yes, I finally talked about a card game. 30 minutes in. Woo! Took us this long.
We made it.
Yeah.
Yep.
When are we
made it, everybody.
We're supposed to get a Magic the Gathering MMO, and it's never going to happen. We're supposed to get a Magic the Gathering movie, and it's never going to happen. Yeah,
I don't think
nobody wants any of that.
We're going to be good. I don't want any of that.
Nobody wants any of that.
I just have a Magic the Gathering card game.
Yeah.
Now, I don't quote me on this, but I'm looking, and it looks like Jump Force.
I'm tweeting it right now.
Jump Force does have a possible character creator where you can create your own custom character.
Now that interests me.
And we're going to get the best Monster Factory Polygon has ever made. Yes. Oh my God, I'm so excited. If you guys don't watch, some people love Polygon, some people hate Polygon. I don't really care one way or the other.
Does Polygon still make Monster Factory?
Yep, they just made a new one for Soul Calibur 6.
Oh.
They brought the boys back. I love those kids, man. What are their names again, Jacob?
It's the McElroys.
The McElroys, man.
Griffin and Justin.
Yeah, Griffin and Justin. They broke off and did their own thing. Shout out to the McElroys. I know they probably don't care. But if you guys don't listen to them, man, you should. I haven't listened to their unique stuff. But Monster Factory, just Google that on YouTube, and you will laugh or you'll think it's stupid.
Google it on YouTube.
You'll laugh.
Yeah, Google that on the YouTube.
Google it right on YouTube. Make sure you get the HTTPS.
Yeah, and Xerox it in your Gmail. Jump Force is apparently coming to Switch, so I might play it. I like my fighting games on the Switch.
Listen,
I like my Switch.
I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of games out there, Boogie, that I look at and say, ooh, I bet Boogie will buy that and I can play it at his house with him, and that'll be fun.
Well, and that's the thing. And so a lot of people don't know this about me. Not only do I get a lot of codes from companies who want me to talk about their video games, a lot of the times I go ahead and I do the unthinkable, which you should never do.
I can't even think about this.
I pre-order games so that I can digitally download them and play them the night they launch, so that if it's bad, I play it so you don't have to. So we can stream it, so you can see it getting played. Here's the other thing, being an industry insider, and I'm not much of an industry insider, but I know somebody, at least somebody at every company at this point, except for some of the indie ones, but the major ones, I know at least a few people. I will stick my nose in and I'll be like, hey man, Stone, what do you think about the new Assassin's Creed? Is it going to be good or is it going to be mediocre? He won't ever say
Which
a game will be
company does
bad.
Manstone work at?
Well, I'm talking about Stone Shin over there at Ubi. I think Stone's still with Ubi. I haven't talked to him in a while. But I'll dip in and be like, hey, what this game you got coming out? What do you think? Is it going to be a good one? Is this one I should get ramped up for? Or is it going to be okay? And he'll never say a game is bad, but if it's exceptionally good, he's going to be like, you want to get in on this right now, man. This is going to make great content, but we're going to go enough for this game. And a couple of times he's like, it's okay. It's another Assassin's Creed. You'll like it. He's never going to be like, oh, this game is garbage. But here's the thing, and I also talk to a lot of other YouTubers, and a lot of YouTubers will have early access to a game. And so if I'm interested, I'll talk to one of my friends who probably has early access, and I'll be like, is this game bad? And they'll be like, oh, it's real bad. But I still buy it if it's bad because I get to make fun of it.
Yep.
And so I make money, whether it's good or whether it's bad. If I buy it for $60, I'm guaranteed to get that $60 back, streaming it on Twitch, talking about it on the YouTube channel, talking about it in the podcast. So
what a life.
Right. So it's great. So you guys get to come over and play all the games in the world. And it's a good system, and I'm so grateful for it. And for those of you who are listening, for those of you who do donate to our Patreon, self-plug, for those of you who do follow the YouTube channel, self-plug, for those of you who do support us in any way, you have made my dreams come true. I literally get to play video games for a living and also bitch about them.
Our dreams are slowly coming true.
I know you're
Thank
getting
you,
there,
guys.
man. Yeah,
Actually, my dream was to hang out with Boogie and play video games with him. So
don't forget.
I dream I was that genie from Scooby-Doo. That one hasn't come true yet.
Oh,
I'm still waiting.
So we're getting a new Devil.
Patreon. Get on that.
We're getting a new Devil May Cry 5. And it's one of the most heavily anticipated games of the year. And I don't know that I care because I've never enjoyed a Devil May Cry game.
I haven't either.
This one promises to go back to like the beat 'em up roots and just like it's a beat 'em up game for the sake of beat 'em up. I'd rather have another Bayonetta. Sorry.
Well,
I'd rather have a game with a better soundtrack.
There's a lot of rumors going around about a Bayonetta 3.
Hey.
So good news on that front.
Bayonetta.
Yeah, give me some Bayonetta, man. I mean, I'm fine. There's a lot of people who really, truly like Devil May Cry. But the only thing I remember about Devil May Cry 4 is wasn't the monetization miserable? Because I remember Angry Joe going nuts about it.
I have no idea. I've never played past 2.
Yeah, so I think the last Devil May Cry, maybe it wasn't 4, maybe it was like a different title. But the previous Devil May Cry, I remember Angry Joe being very upset about it. So I just hope they don't do that. The only Devil May Cry I really sunk my teeth into, and I still really need to play it more, is the one where you take on like a Fox News pundit.
The devil? Oh.
Yeah, that one's sort of. Well, the devil may cry. You don't know. He might.
You got to play the game to find out.
Yeah, play the game.
He's gonna cry in this one?
Are either of you fans of the Metro series?
I've never played a Metro game. I remember seeing covers of magazines with Metro on it. That's how long that franchise has been around.
Well,
I liked Metro 1. It was a pretty good game.
Yeah, they're graphically gorgeous.
Yes.
Just beautiful games. And that's one of the reasons a lot of PC players love them. It's because they will max out that brand new rig you've got. So we have Metro Exodus coming out. What's interesting, and tell me if I am wrong in the comment section, because I don't know if either of you guys will know. Metro tends to have mostly been underground up to this point, and now we're going above ground. Is that correct?
I always thought it was like Ticket to Ride, but underground.
It is. It's like Ticket to Ride, except instead of trains, it's bullets.
What?
Oh.
No, I'm pretty sure they've all been underground.
Right, and so this one's going
If
above
you have
ground.
a Metro above ground, it's not a Metro anymore, right? That's just a train.
Well, I don't know the science behind it, but maybe.
Are you guys excited to collect beanies?
It's like lava and magma.
What is wrong with you?
It's like lava and magma. Metros are underground. Trains are above ground.
This is why I dominate the conversation, because when it gets this cringy, I'm like, I just got to say something, man.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. For understanding science of trains.
What's the difference between a stalagmite and a stalactite?
One's going like this. One's going like this.
Yes, which one?
I don't remember.
The one on the ceiling
I'm a
has to
trained
hold.
lava expert.
It's stalactite on the ceiling.
Yeah, the one that's holding on to the ceiling has to hold on tight, or else it might end up on the ground.
That's true.
Now, which one makes a better dildo?
They don't have arms. They don't hold.
They're both roughly the same. It just depends on like the system of pulleys that you have going.
Or an anti-grav, right?
Oh man. Okay, so a completely different off topic story. So I don't know if you guys saw this, but I did a collaboration with McJuggernuggets, and we went to.
What were we doing up until now?
Oh yeah. Well, we were talking about video games. This is definitely not about a video game.
Okay. All right.
Well, I think we were little. The best part, the last half of the podcast is always the best half, isn't it?
It's all the good half.
It's the good half. But we went to a cave up in Eureka Springs, and they had like all these different stalactites, stalagmites, and stuff, And some of them were so close you could touch them, and they actively encouraged you to touch a couple of things, but most things they wanted you to not touch. And they had this stuff called cave bacon, which is like weird. It looks like bacon on the wall. It's weird. They call it cave bacon. They're also another thing they called soda straws, and that's because they're hollow drips, like hollow stalactites. And my brain said, reach up and break one of those and take it, because that would be so cool to have, right?
Do that.
And so right about the time my brain said that, I didn't reach out or do anything. Obviously, I wasn't going to do it. But she's like, so these soda straws, a lot of people want to collect them and take them home. But the problem is they literally take millions of years to form. And so when somebody reaches up to do this, they are doing millions of years worth of damage. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad. Because like I didn't do it, but my brain thought it. Right? And then there was another part towards the end of the thing where there was like this mud wall or whatever, and there was all these holes in the mud wall. And I'm like, what are these holes? And she goes, oh, it's where douchebags like stick their fingers into it to like try to leave an imprint. And I looked down at my hand, and my hand is touching the mud. And I'm like, I think I was about to do that. I think I'm the douchebag. I think she just called me a douchebag. And she was right to do it. It was a fun cave exploration.
I'm glad that you restrained yourself.
So are you guys excited to collect beanies in the Division 2?
Are they Beanie Babies?
No, just regular old beanies. Just hipster beanies.
I did not play the Division 1 at all.
Smart.
But
it got really good.
Okay, so that's what I was going to ask Ellis, because I know you and another one of our mutual friends have been playing it. Yeah. Some. Are you guys going to play Division 2? Are you going to? I'm
pretty excited. Like, as much as I keep saying, hey, I don't like shooting man games, and then like here's a list of 6 games that I like, and all of them are FPSs. I'm pretty excited for the Division 2. It felt like an RPG first and an FPS second, and that was definitely ticking the right boxes for me. Maybe not for everybody. I'm pretty excited. They did an amazingly faithful job of recreating New York, except when they completely abandoned it for the sake of this is a good thing for the sake of like making a more interesting level or making a better design for this shootout. And that was great. That's exactly how they should have done that.
All right.
And that felt awesome. So I'm pretty excited. I hope that they can recreate that feel.
So on launch of, I'm hoping you're a bit of an expert on the game. On launch of the Division 1, it was light on content. The dark zone or whatever they called it was not particularly balanced or fun. The content itself was just kind of samey, and the unlockables, the things you got and gathered, you just got a gun that did more damage, and you got beanies. And then, of course, you could pay to get more beanies, basically. So what did they add that made it good? I'm curious.
So I didn't play the game at release. I read all of that, and just like many people was like, okay, hands up, spoon hands out. I'm not interested in this game, especially since it's not the genre that I'm about. I can tell you that towards, it's I guess getting end of life now or whatever, since we're moving into the second one, it has a completely fully realized talent system with multiple options for builds. The loots are closer to like the kind of drops you would get on uniques in Diablo, that you can like, oh, hey, I have the pig sticker now, and I can make a build around this gun that I dropped, or that dropped for me.
Interesting.
And that felt really, really, really cool and very exciting. The gameplay loop, I guess, could get kind of repetitive, because maybe you do end up, fundamentally just going into the same 10 areas and shooting guys, but they do play out a little bit differently every time. And they did a good job of releasing, I think, like weekly or monthly events that would shake it up enough.
So here's a question. The bosses, when it launched, were all just bullet sponges with very few abilities, with very few things to do, with like very few like scheduled or like interactive things in the arena or the place you fought them. Was that still the case? Pretty much.
Unfortunately, it's a little reductive to say that because there are different, basically like models for enemies. Like, oh, this guy's a fire guy and he's got a flamethrower, and they behave differently. But they behave pretty much the same, whether they're a boss or just a regular unit. And all of those guys behave sort of the same. That being said, the AI in the game is usually pretty smart. Or maybe it's just the numbers are high enough that it felt fun. It felt real and visceral and engaging to partake in that combat, even when I had a pretty good idea of what the enemies were going to do. I hope that they can add more mechanics and make those fights less of just dumping bullets into a bullet sponge.
I hope so too.
Because I think that would be, one of the few things that was missing towards the end of the Division 1. And I would love to see that. Just more interesting guys, more enemy design, more exciting mechanics to play around with.
Absolutely.
I love it when fights like that are a puzzle to solve.
And I think that's what's going to get. I think that's what's going to get people interested. I really do.
And I hope they have it.
The original E3 trailer for the Division 1 had those actors getting paid to pretend they were gamers. Do you remember that? And I hated that.
Those trailers always suck.
Right. They had like the UI that appeared on the ground, and you're like, oh my God, this is so innovative and so different and so cool and so fascinating and blah, 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 blah. And then it launched without any of those features. But I will say they've shown some of those features for the sequel, and I hope that they'll make it. I really do. I hope they make it in.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think I love to hate on video games, and I do. But I love video games more. I just want them to be successful. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, any other games leaving out to you?
Have you guys seen stuff about Biomutant? The THQ Nordic Experiment 101 game. It looks like a third-person action game, but you play like a little squirrel, and you're running around in a world like a post-apocalyptic, overpolluted world, like using martial arts and guns and explosions to fight.
All right,
other
as
monsters.
a squirrel, are you like an anthropomorphic squirrel?
Yeah. You're like an anthropomorphic squirrel. Well, because you're mutated. And then you will find things that will mutate you further and give you like new weird powers and stuff. I haven't seen a lot about it, but it looks really cool, and I like the idea of it.
Flavor wise, that sounds totally up my alley.
Yeah, it sounds like the Simic the video game. Of course, I've been playing a lot of Magic lately, but it sounds like Simic the video game.
Concrete Genie looks pretty cool to me.
What is Concrete Genie? Tell us about that.
It's difficult to say because it's I think it's going to be releasing this year, but from what we've seen, it's just a beautifully animated game where you walk around kind of another sort of post-apocalyptic city, and you're a graffiti artist, I think, and you just like make it look prettier.
I did see,
but there's some magic involved.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks unique and different, and I'm really into that. Visually, it looks stunning.
Cool.
Yeah, it really did just look gorgeous. I feel like that might be one of those games I'll watch get played.
Sure.
This is the second graffiti game that I've ever heard of. Did they make like a Mark Echoes Get Up 2 or something like that? Or
Jet Set Radio? That's a graffiti game.
Oh, that is that's a roller skating game.
Then there's that Sony
graffiti game.
That's the PlayStation exclusive about like the superhero power set. Like I forget it has an I in the name. The second one is all about graffiti, and graffiti plays a big role in PlayStation.
You mean Infamous?
Infamous, yeah. The second one has a lot to do with graffiti. And in fact, one of the reasons the reason I remember this because at some point when you're spray painting, you actually turn your controller sideways and shake it like a spray paint can. And
I can't wait to have that clipped.
And I was like, that's kind of dumb. Ooh, you like that? Ooh, clip that, folks. Yeah. I think we're through the biggest ones now. I think we're getting down to the smaller games. Days Gone looks really interesting to me. That is the PlayStation exclusive that I know the zombies survival genre is done to death, but I heard through the grapevine one of the reasons they delayed it was to focus on more interesting gameplay. What makes Days Gone look interesting to me is the horde mechanic, because you're not fighting one zombie or 10 zombies. You're fighting like 100 zombies, 1,000 zombies just pouring on top of you. Now, just like any other good zombie game, it does look like the focus is primarily on you interacting with other people, as zombies being a mutual threat for you and the other survivors to fight through and fight over and fight against and surprise you and scare you.
Is it cooperative? Because that will make me play games that I otherwise wouldn't.
No, I don't think there's any couch co-op or even like online co-op. And in fact, I don't think there's multiplayer in this game at all, which I'm kind of satisfied with. I want it to be a single player experience. But the E3 trailers we saw for it looked really, really fascinating. Everything I've seen, E3 2016, I should say, because I don't think they showed hardly anything in 2017 for some reason. But yeah, I think the reason this game is...
I don't know.
But it's due out this year, and from what I've seen so far, I'm very eager to get my hands on it. Xbox has a couple of exclusives. I guess there's Cuphead DLC.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Which, sad that that's what we're calling them exclusives these days, but hey, you got to give Xbox everything you can.
Sure.
But the much-awaited Crackdown 3, the game that was announced at the beginning of this console generation, is due to get delayed again in 2019.
Yep. The game's not coming out. The game's never coming out.
No, apparently you can even pre-install it right now.
Hey,
so
Duke Nukem
they
Forever
must
came
be
out.
February 15th. That's the current date. Now, my understanding through the grapevine has been
Hanging out a lot.
It's
next
gone
to a lot of grapevines.
I do. I talk to a lot of other YouTubers and a lot of people in the industry when I get a chance. And so Crackdown 3 originally was supposed to be exclusively cloud computed. And it was supposed to be fully destructible environments. You could destroy entire city blocks because the processing was done on cloud computing. And the graphics that they went with seemed a lot better than the version that we're currently getting. So a lot of that stuff apparently got cut, and we got Terry Crews instead, which I think is a good trade-off because I really love Terry Crews. Hashtag Terry Crews in chat.
Not sponsored by Terry Crews.
Yeah, not sponsored by Terry Crews, but I do love me some Terry Crews. So now that he's kind of pretty front and center for that game, I'm pretty excited to play it.
Okay.
But I'm looking at the game details right now. Time to step up your boom and stop crimes as a superpowered agent in Crackdown 3. Let's see. 4K Ultra HD, not available on Xbox One or Xbox One S's, but it's available on the Xbox One X. HDR functionality available with supported games and TVs. Xbox One X enhanced features. And it's also an Xbox Play Anywhere title, so you apparently can play it on PC as well. That's interesting. I didn't know this is also coming out for PC.
All right.
But I don't... All new Wrecking Zone. Take a boom out of crime. What is dangerous open world playgrounds? Play solo or with a friend. Skills for thrills. New Providence to fight in. But I don't really see them pushing destructible environments. And that's what I was excited about. I like destructible environments.
Yeah. There's no way that this game could ever live up to this amount of weight, right?
No.
It would have to be damn near perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, and then them not talking about destructible environments, right? Like that's like the good thing about Crackdown. That was the fun part. That and the harpoon gun.
Right.
Those are the things I want to do. Hey, I have a question for you guys. Is Death Stranding coming out in 2019?
I think so.
So
Do we know? Kojima.
There are
Let me know.
hints, like an ARG, like an alternative reality game.
Yeah.
There have been some very subtle hints that there is a tentative 2019 release.
Okay. Similar to Cyberpunk.
Right. So I wouldn't count on it coming out in 2019 because here's the thing: Kojima's not going to drop it till it's ready. But that said, he might be ready.
He might be ready.
He might be ready. Who knows at this point? But I sure hope that's the case because I'm very eager to play that game. But here's what I will tell you: I know nothing about it. I don't know what the gameplay is like. I don't know.
You carry progressively weirder packages.
Yeah, and there's a baby in your stomach.
Yeah, sometimes.
And there's an invisible thing doing attacks on you.
Maybe more than one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And that director is in it. Guillermo del Toro's in it.
Oh yeah, sure.
There's a character in it. What is happening? But this is how to sell me a video game, folks. I don't know what the hell I'm buying, but boy, it's Kojima put his name on it. I'm into it. And I'm walking around on Mars, trying to get my dog to come up on me, and he won't do it. I'm so sad. But yeah, Kojima
doesn't want to go to Mars.
Yeah, and give me one of my favorite actors from The Walking Dead. Now that The Walking Dead is not over, but it is for me.
Give me Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
Who? Who's that?
Boogie.
Who's that in Walking Dead?
He's not in The Walking Dead.
Not in The Walking Dead.
Though that show would be way better if he was.
Who is Mads Mikkelsen?
Still not good.
Mads Mikkelsen is a Danish actor. These days, probably most famous for his role as Hannibal in the show Hannibal, but he is also looks like a bad guy in the new game in Death Stranding.
I'm eager to play. I am definitely eager to play Death Stranding. Gears 5 also Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
Another Gears game, I guess.
All right,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This one's about a different character though.
Mm-hmm.
Different gear.
It also has Wolfenstein Young Blood coming out.
Yeah,
Okay.
this looks fucking rad.
Did
Sure.
you? I did not play the last Wolfenstein. Did you?
I watched it, and it looked like they embraced some of the sillier aspects of their game and kind of went a little bit more campy, and I was into that.
Right.
Yep.
I do mostly just want to kill Hitler. That sounds really fun.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's something you definitely get to do in that game, and I definitely wanted to do it. So at some point, I have it downloaded, but I just need to actually sit down and play it. I have that also on my Nintendo Switch. The Bethesda keeps giving me codes for games I never get a chance to play. Any other games we're missing? Any other smaller games, indie games?
We have. Yeah, there's this little indie game called Last of Us 2. Talked about it all.
See, again,
Oh yeah, small indie developer.
is that due out this year? Because if so, I would like to change my name from Kingdom Hearts 3. The problem is I've lived in a world
Change my
where
name.
Last of Us 2 has been coming for so long that I don't believe it'll ever happen.
It's not even been that long.
Yeah, it's been like a couple of years.
It's
You
been-
waited longer for Crackdown 3?
It's been an entire console generation plus a year.
That's fine.
I guess.
Yeah, it's
I
been,
mean, that is a while. You're right. That is a while.
yeah. Yeah, it
hope
is,
it'll be
man. I mean, I waited longer for Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you guys play through? You guys have both played through The Last of Us? Yes
Yeah.
or no?
Mhm.
Yes.
That first 15 minutes of that game is better than most games I've played since.
There's a lot of stuff about that game that's very good.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Just the first 15 minutes, my God. I know I've read a lot about Last of Us 2, and a lot of people don't like the trailers, and they don't like the direction they feel that it's headed, and they don't like this, and they don't like what happened to Ellie, and they don't like blah, blah,
How
blah.
do they
blah, blah.
know?
How do they know any of that? The
What do
trailer
they-
that I saw was just all like a movie.
Just based on the trailer movies, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. They're like, I don't like what they're doing with Ellie. I don't like da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, I don't care. I just want to see how it ends, man. I want to see how it works out.
Well, those people can go be sad about other stuff elsewhere, and we'll play Last of Us 2 and have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's what I will tell you about if you were listening to this podcast and you have not played through The Last of Us on PlayStation 4, the remake of it, or or not the remake, but the enhanced version, or even a PlayStation 3 version of it, please go play that game. You may think this is not my kind of game. I don't like zombie games. I don't like scary games. I don't like anything survival related. The story is worth just suffering through even the worst game mechanics. I would, if I had to do match 3s that took microtransactions to get that story told to me, I would do it.
And I don't think that game, it doesn't have stellar game mechanics. They're fine. They're completely passable, but it's only bolstered by really strong writing and very good characters.
Absolutely.
There are definitely some scenes, like if you play with it on even the normal mode, but more of the more challenging modes, where you're trying to gather the right materials to create the right items that you need to get you through a really tough encounter like that sometimes ammo conservation is really important and item conservation is really important, and it feels really strenuous, but that is part of the storyline. You need to feel what Joel and Ellie are feeling, and they successfully do it, really. There's so many times in that game I was grossed out, and so many times I was like frustrated, and so many times I was scared. And I want that from a video game. That's what I got from God of War too. God of War, I could feel what Kratos was feeling. You know.
Yeah.
So now,
Does Kratos feel things?
yeah, he feels so much rage. That's one of the
He
things.
can now.
Hate. That's another thing he feels.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hatred.
And in this game, what he learned was to feel less hatred and hate.
Oh, wow.
He learned to temper his rage.
What an arc.
Yeah, it's a really good start. Actually, I will tell you this about God of War. Minor spoiler here. Kratos never had a real weakness, in my opinion, prior to this previous game. I mean, obviously he could be killed, and obviously he lost his original family, and he was angry and furious about it, and then like he finally. I mean, there's plenty of times where he almost died. What I'm saying is emotionally, he was pretty much just rage. That's all there was to him, and he discovered love in this game. Between the last game and this one, he discovered love, and love is what made him weak because he has to protect his child. But it's also what made him so fucking strong. And I love that the weakness of love is the greatest strength in Kratos, and that's such a good story to tell.
I always thought it was just like god blood and big muscles.
Yeah, that's what the first ones are, man. They are just like sex and blood and murder and gore. And this one has the gore, and this one has the rage, but this one has like
the muscles.
Like some of my favorite moments are just him or the head and the son, like the head that you chop off and then talks to you, the smartest man of the universe. There's just some of the storytelling when Kratos is telling stories to his son. But there's like early on in the game, this is a meme, so I don't feel like it's much of a spoiler. But there's a meme early on, a moment early on that's been memed where the kid misses.
It's a meme in a moment.
Yeah, the kid misses an arrow shot for an animal, and the animal gets away. And he's like, "I'm sorry." And Kratos grabs him and he looks at him and says, "Don't be sorry. Be better." And I'm like, fuck. Just those 6 lines of dialogue, man. That's 5 words. That's 5 words. And it's like some of the most moving shit in a video game ever written. Congratulations to that team. So yeah, give me a God of War 2. I don't even care about Last of Us anymore.
We already have God of War 6. We
already have God of War 2. You can play that one right now.
Well, okay, but it's new God of War. Shut up.
Hey, can we talk about Skull and Bones for a second?
Sure. Yeah, I know nothing about it. So this is
I don't know that they have showed any gameplay at all, but I just need like a Rare got me all ready and excited for good pirate shit. All right, and they did not deliver.
Yeah, we haven't had.
Now I need some pirate stuff so I can play, be a pirate or whatever.
2018 was like the year of disappointing pirates.
Yeah. So Ubisoft is making this one, right?
Yes. Ubisoft Singapore, I think, is the studio with their name on it.
And it looks like they're building it off of the back of the Assassin's Creed Waterworld Assassin's Creed.
What?
The one with Kevin Costner. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Black Flag, I think, is the name.
Oh,
yeah, it was Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Right. And so it looks like they're using a lot of those mechanics, and those mechanics were stellar.
They were fun.
So give me that. But the most important thing is sea shanties. Give me sea shanties to collect. Right.
Yeah, all we've seen, like I said, is cinematic stuff, but they made a lot of cool cinematic stuff. So maybe that will translate into fun gameplay. The characters look cool.
What do you know about the gameplay? Do you know much at all?
No, all I know is that it's from Ubisoft, so it's probably going to be pretty close to Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
I'm prepared.
Wash and or buckling.
I am prepared to be disappointed by another pirate game.
Yeah, I'm ready. My body is ready for more pirate disappointment, but maybe it'll be good.
Maybe it'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for, since we're talking about, small indie developers and small games, Sayonara Wild Hearts actually looks pretty rad to me. I think it's a rhythm game or something.
Oh, I love rhythm games, so I'm down.
But it looks gorgeous. The music in it looks great. I'm really excited.
Fuck yeah, that game looks rad as hell.
And it'll be on Switch, so we'll all play it.
Amen. Resident Evil 2 remake comes out this year?
It comes out this month.
This month, yep. That's a few weeks away.
I will probably play that one.
I probably will not. I did not play the Resident Evil remake either. I played the original Resident Evil when it was new on PlayStation, so I didn't feel the need to play it again. I don't.
Jacob, you'll have to tell us.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, maybe we'll watch you play through it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can all hang out and play it together.
I will tell you, I adored Resident Evil Biohazard, whatever it was called, the latest one.
7.
Oh, yeah, 7.
Yeah,
Ooh,
one.
God, that was so good. Give me more of that. Give me more of it going back to its roots. What's Resident Evil 2 like? I know a lot about 1 because 1 just kind of takes place in a mansion, right? What's 2 like?
Well, I don't know a lot about 2, which is why I'm excited about it.
Gotcha.
I didn't play 2. I played 1 a lot, and then I played 4 a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking for a 2 and a 3 so that I can easily play them.
There's another game from Software, which is that's hard to say fast. From Software. Let's say that some more. There's another game from Software. From. There's a little asthma for you. But From Software has a Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, which I don't like. I don't like From Software titles. I kind of got into Bloodborne, so I don't know if I can. What about you guys? You like those kind of games?
Bloodborne is the one that I don't like, but I love Dark Souls 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, I don't know. I could go either way because I'm really not enjoying Bloodborne right now. It's too much of a departure. But this one looks like it has a lot of mobility options, just like being a ninja and like flipping around and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great.
Yep. I'm hoping it'll be kind of like maybe a better Neo, which would be pretty sweet.
Yeah. It looks gorgeous.
It does look visually very good.
So surprising that that's a From Software game because previously their games have not been this gorgeous.
They've been fine.
Right?
They've been okay.
They've been fine.
Dark Souls 3 looked a lot better.
That's true.
It was still fine. I played through a bit of Dark Souls 3 and it was graphically it was fine. So this looks like a steep improvement. And I do like the Japanese aesthetic. So I definitely
I'm very excited about this game.
Mm-hmm.
Even coming off of my disappointment from Bloodborne.
Is it supposed to be super frustrating like the other ones, like super hard? Is that the plan?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of that's their style.
Okay.
Is a very punishing game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably buy it and play through an hour and then loan you my copy because that's what I'm probably going to do.
You'll play the same hallway for an hour and then get frustrated and quit.
Bloodborne, I really enjoyed like the setting and the character design and the combat not so much, but people watched me stream that one. It was the only game I've ever actually broken a controller over. And it's because I got to some point in the game where I was like 20 minutes away from the campfire or the save point or whatever it was you save in that game. And I died and I lost a ton of souls because I'd been in there for 20 minutes. And so I rushed down to pick up my souls and I die on my way there, losing those souls forever. And I lost my shit. I just completely... And I don't know if anybody ever archived that because that's back when Bloodborne came out and I was kind of still newish to streaming. I'd only been done it for like a year. But I was livid. I've never been that angry. I'm like, who wants to feel this feeling?
That's what the engine runs on.
Hatred?
That's how the game is powered, yeah.
Yes.
It's like Monsters Incorporated.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like it's a soul machine in more ways than one. Speaking of beautiful games, Ori and the Blind Forest 2 comes out in 2019, and that game looks quite different than the first one. It looks like there's a lot more to it than just sort of a platformer, and I'm really excited. It looks beautiful. I get to meet those guys at E3, and they were really nice. Everybody else was giving out like pins or pamphlets about their games. They gave me a cookie. They had cookies made to look like Ori and his buddy.
Now wait a second. Was the cookie delicious?
It was quite good.
This affects how I'm going to feel about this game.
I rate that cookie 7 out of 10.
I tried to steal that cookie and he wouldn't let me.
Nope.
I don't blame him.
Why didn't you give me a second cookie? He's like, I got one for me and one for my girlfriend. I'm taking
home. You could go get your own cookie.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't move. I was signing and taking photos every 3 seconds. And I'm like, where is it? How can I even get to it? I can't even get to there. And I'm like, give me a damn cookie. It was a gorgeous little cookie. I didn't know that was the game that was related to that.
Yeah.
God, now I want a cookie so bad, and I don't have a treat day till the end of the month. Oh my god.
No cookies for you. Maybe the folks at Ori will. Well, actually, that's not the name of the development company, but maybe they'll still send you a cookie.
Do you guys know anything about a game called Indivisible? Looks like a JRPG style.
No, I haven't heard of that.
This is made by Lab Zero Games, and I'm trying to find a little bit more information on it. Looks like maybe one of the only JRPG games coming out this year, and I don't know they will call Indivisible, Indivisibile. Lab Zero Games, published by 505 Games on PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. So the 4 people who have a Steam box can play it on their Linux system.
Did you say Linux? You said
yeah,
Linux.
I said Linux. I always do. Indivisible. I'm so bad at that. Indivisible will feature platform-style RPG exploration and combat mechanics inspired by Valkyrie Profile. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
That's interesting.
I'm into that.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of interested. So that might be our only.
Skullgirls. All right.
Toe Jam and Earl is back in the groove.
All right.
Oh boy.
The crowd-funded Toe Jam and Earl game. And here's the thing. I did play some of the original Toe Jam and Earl, and I didn't think it was that great. So
it's kind of like a cult classic.
Right, I think that's it.
I get it.
So I got to say, aesthetically, Toe Jam and Earl looks really good. It's kind of like a 3D aesthetic instead of a 2D aesthetic, but it's made to look 2D now, so that's kind of cool. And it looks like it plays pretty much the same, but I don't really remember anything about the gameplay. So why? Why? I don't know. I mean, if you're a fan of that franchise, obviously it's for you.
I don't know, man. Everybody knows that remaking cult classics is the best thing you can do. They always turn out good every single time, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I can't think of a single remade cult classic that wasn't way better than the original.
Ukulele.
Indivisible, by the way, I looked at some imagery and like a trailer for it, and that game looks totally up my alley. I'm way into that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll play that one for you guys.
I will play Toe Jam and Earl. This
Cool.
is
Take
good
that
because
vote for
this
us.
year
Thanks
I want
for taking that one.
It's good because now that I have you guys, I don't have to play every game this year. I only
That's
have
true.
to play most of them, and then I can just be like, "Hey, you're playing this. Thank you."
You got to get them to send us codes too, though.
I searched it and I got Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. What is Fallen Order? Why do I know nothing about this?
That's the new Star Wars game. I don't know anything about it. I don't know that anybody does.
Let's learn together. It's Respawn Entertainment.
Yep.
It's a new Star Wars action adventure game.
Whoa.
Comes a brand new action adventure which tells an original Star Wars story. Never mind. Around a surviving Padawan set shortly after the events of Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith. The game will be releasing holiday 2019. This is the game everyone will get rich on YouTube by hating. Hooray.
Right.
Wow, they put that right in there. They put that right on the webpage. I'm so surprised. Good job. They know.
Yeah.
There'll probably be an entire episode dedicated to how bad they screw this one up.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it'll be good. Who knows? Right?
Maybe. We haven't got a lot of good Star Wars games.
Which we deserve.
We haven't got a lot of good Star Wars anything at all.
No.
That's a good point.
No. Why have the movies been so bad? What happened?
Were they ever good?
Yeah, the first.
There's like one of those movies that's good.
Empire
Strikes Back is a good movie.
The first one was really good. I really liked it.
First one's alright.
There's
certainly fine.
There's a new Square Enix game coming out called Left Alive.
Oh, I don't know anything about this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking at this one right now, it's available on 305. So soon. Left Alive is a brand new survival action shooter coming to the PlayStation and Steam. Veteran developers Toshifumi Nabashima, Yoji Shinkawa, I'm not going to do this to myself, and Jim Jam Malawada join forces to create Left Alive's dark and gritty world. Left Alive tells a human story of survival from the perspective of 3 different protagonists during the devastating invasion set in war-torn Nova Slava in the year 2127.
Nova Slava?
Yeah, Nova Slava.
That's all right.
Experience.
I mean, it's set in 2127.
Maybe there's a Nova Slava by then. Maybe there's a Nova Slava now, and I don't know my geography.
I definitely do not know my geography. I could be living in Nova Slava right now, and I probably wouldn't know. Experience the massive power gap between man and machine in pulse-pounding encounters. Face off against powerfully armed troops, armored vehicles, and towering mechs. Ooh. Oh. Choose your playing style. Engage in frenetic gun battles or dispatch your enemies with stealth and wit. Set traps, collect, and craft consumables to survive while exploring a devastated city ravaged by the atrocities of war. Uncover the full story behind the war through the eyes of 3 different characters as you progress through the game. Experience multiple story paths, each requiring bold decisions with desperate consequences.
Here's how you make that game good. Those 3 characters, Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and Funky Kong.
I was hoping you
would buy that game.
I was hoping you would go with the rule of 3s, and it would have been like Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and Pac-Man, or Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and Daryl from The Walking Dead. Just like one third one that just didn't fit. But you went with Funky Kong, and Funky Kong is also funny. So good job.
That's true.
Thank
it's a funny
you.
word.
I love it when people congratulate me on my jokes.
I no longer trust Square Enix. I'm at a point where I don't feel like they're the Bethesda or the EA or the Ubisoft anymore.
They're not that bad.
But anybody who makes The Quiet Man probably is questionable at best.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Just good luck, I guess. Are you guys familiar with the Wasteland series at all? Either play any of those?
The Wasteland series?
Yeah,
No.
There's Wasteland 3.
They all kind of blend together.
Yeah,
they're all the same aesthetic, and it's hard to tell them apart.
Yep, that's coming out, and I guess that's a more traditional RPG kind of tactic kind of thing going on. If you enjoy that kind of thing, anybody here that enjoys that kind of thing? Feels like a Path to Exile kind of, or not Path to Exile.
Wait, hang on. Path to Exile, that's not a tactics game.
No. I was trying to think of
like XCOM.
No.
Is that what you mean?
No, more like some of the old school RPGs that have similar to Baldur's Gate, like like
a classic RPG.
Right, like the classic RPG.
Pillars of Eternity is what you're talking about.
Pillars of Eternity,
they're both Poe.
Yeah, listeners by now and fans of me know I have some sort of verbal diarrhea. It's like early onset stupidity or something.
I don't know about early on.
Super early. Super
early. Trials Rising comes out this year. I have played several Trials games. They are fun to hate. They are fun enough of a party game to where I don't mind getting mad at them, but I do sure get mad at them. You guys play any of the Trials games?
I have, and this one actually is interesting to me for a really weird reason. So there's a co-op mode where 2 people ride the same motorcycle and have to work together to lean properly.
Okay, is this like a way out type of situation?
And the speed running opportunities that are presented here sound entertaining.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's a category.
That sounds pretty exciting.
Somebody will pick that up and do that. Not me. I won't.
Yeah, not me.
I want someone else to, so I can look at it.
Can't wait to watch that game be played.
Bandai Namco's got a game coming out this year. It kind of looks anime-ish in a lot of ways, called Code Vein.
I saw that.
It's an upcoming action role-playing game developed and published by Bandai for PS4, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows. It is set in a post-apocalyptic dystopian setting with vampire themes, including gifts from the consumption of blood and other supernatural abilities. Ooh.
Everything's post-apocalyptic now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At least it's not neon. Neon vampires would make me throw up in my mouth, so can we not do that? But they do kind of look like anime vampires. So a lot of getting your mouth covered with gas masks and
I was gonna say there's a ton of gas masks in this game.
Here's a big old set of boobies on this girl. Hello, nurse.
You think she's a nurse?
No, it's an Animaniacs.
Vampires don't need nurses.
That's an Animaniacs reference. Also, all our listeners are like, "What is an Animaniacs?" Ooh, the collector's edition looks really cool, too. There's some sort of anime character with some sort of giant chain blade coming out of her. Ooh.
Coming out of her?
Yeah, it's weird.
Excuse
and she's like
me.
some sort of shooty gun, and yeah, I kind of want that. That's nice.
She's a shooty gun?
Yeah, with a bayonet in the end. Not a bayonetta, but a bayonet.
It shoots a bayonetta?
It shoots a bayonetta?
Oh, the boobs on this girl, too. I'm going to buy this game. They're all uncovered, half-naked vampire boobies. This is great.
All right.
Hey, look,
Sure.
I am that guy who buys video games for boobs. I'm sorry. I am that guy. I like, why do you think I love Miss Pac-Man so much?
At least you understand that.
Hang on. Whoa, are you telling me that Miss Pac-Man
boob is just one big boob?
Just one big titty.
All right, you're blowing my mind here.
Yeah. That's the why they call her Miss Pac-Man.
Now think about what Pac-Man is.
Do you know anything about a game called
he's a ball,
Control?
right?
Control by Remedy Entertainment?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the trailer for that at E3 was really fascinating, and I haven't heard much about it since. It's due out in 2019. It's a Remedy, made by Remedy Entertainment. Like Remedy's previous projects, Control is played from a third-person perspective. In the game, players fight against enemies using the Director's Pistol, which is a firearm which can be transformed into different shapes. The pistol can also be upgraded to enhance its combat efficiency. In addition, players will have access to various supernatural and telekinetic abilities. For instance, she can use debris to form a defensive shield and hurl objects towards enemies, using them as weapons. Players can acquire objects of power by completing side quests or exploring the game world, and they are items which can be used to unlock new skills, such as the ability for Jesse to levitate in the air. So,
Who is Jesse?
I guess the main character.
Juggernuggets is in the game.
McJuggernuggets.
It just like introduced a character in the middle of their description. I didn't know who it was.
Yeah,
I got confused.
Weird. But it does look really trippy. It has a really cool trippy aesthetic. If you Google it, I think you'd be interested in seeing this weird aesthetic they're going for. So that's
Does it
cool.
look like Quantum Break?
The box art does. But the demos look kind of trippy and cool, so I'm kind of interested to see what they do there. I don't know if we're leaving any other games off the list. Are we missing anything?
I mean, we haven't said anything about the various Nintendo properties that are getting sequels.
Oh.
There are. Well, hey, Sayonara Wild Hearts. Okay, I got that one. I covered one.
It's on Switch, but it's not a Nintendo property, and that doesn't even include Animal Crossing and the new Pokemon game.
There's the re-release of Mario Brothers U, which is a very mediocre title.
It's fine. It's not like amazing. It was a fun game.
It was fine.
I liked World a lot better.
Tell us about Animal Crossing. You're an Animal Crossing fan, if I remember.
Yeah, you cross animals.
I've been known to cross some animals.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know anything about it, because like Nintendo hasn't really said a lot about it. I expect more Animal Crossing stuff, and I like the Animal Crossing stuff.
Okay.
I do. They're very relaxing games. I couldn't get into.
Do you think there will be vampires and big titties in this one?
If there is, I'll buy it immediately. Oh my god.
The collector's edition does come with a big titty anime vampire statue for some reason.
With chains coming out of her. Don't forget that.
Right, and a bayonetta.
Right.
And a bayonetta.
The Animal Crossing series is very relaxing. It's just a collectathon in which you not really like the old school collectathons like Banjo-Kazooie, but it's like you just run out and you catch bugs and you find fruit and you grow stuff and then you sell it and you use it to get furniture and pay off your house.
It's like a palate cleanser game, right? Like I'll play 6 hours of Rainbow Six Siege and I'm like, I still want to be playing video games, but I don't want to be like playing video games. So I'll pull out Animal Crossing and I'll play it for an hour or whatever. Yeah. And it's whenever the DS one, I would like pull it out of my pocket when I'm waiting in line somewhere and I'd play it for 10, 15 minutes or whatever.
And it just feels good to like collect all the furniture and all the patterns and the other stuff. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Sure.
What other Nintendo first party title we got?
I think we're getting a new Pokemon game this year. A mainline Pokemon game.
I really hope we do. We know if there is, we don't know anything about it. I feel like they might drop a remake. I'm really worried. But I'm expecting 2020 for that because the Switch is still so early on. But it feels like this is kind of a slow year for Nintendo. Yoshi's Crafted World, that's coming out this year.
Oh yeah, that's coming.
Which I do like those Yoshi Yarn games. The last one, the last Yarn game was great. I really enjoyed it. It's super easy gameplay. It's kind of like Kirby style. It's just they're just relaxing. They just collect all the little gems and just unravel all the stuff and enjoy the beautiful aesthetic and play it on your nice big TV. It's just gorgeous.
There's a new Luigi's Mansion coming out.
Oh, okay. Can't wait to suck some ghosts.
Ooh,
I'm pretty sure there is.
That. I hope so.
I'm pretty sure there is.
And then there's DLC for the whole year for Smash Brothers.
Well, okay. I think that their 2018 wasn't like amazing, but it felt bad compared to the previous year where we got an amazing Mario game and an amazing Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like one of the best Zelda games they've ever made ever.
Mm-hmm.
So going into 2018, it was like they kind of set themselves up for failure when they did good, right? Like it was a pretty good year with a lot of good games, but everyone's like, yeah, but it could have been better.
It wasn't Breath of the Wild good.
Fire Emblems makes the jump from the 3DS to the Switch as well. So Fire Emblem Three Houses is going to be available in spring of 2019 as well for the Nintendo Switch fans out there. What do you guys think about Fire Emblem?
Not my kind of game. It's fine. I'm just not super into it.
Yeah,
I like tactics RPGs. I specifically don't like Fire Emblem that much because it's more of like a relationship simulator than a tactics game.
right. And I like Disgaea 5 is one of the very few tactical games I've ever enjoyed, but I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's fun.
Final Fantasy Tactics was fine too, but what I liked about Disgaea 5 was just how weird it was.
Yes.
I don't really like the tactics formula, so that's not for me. Now, I think that's everything for Nintendo.
Bayonetta 3.
Which was
well.
potential. And then we
Is
have
that
No, they confirmed Bayonetta 3.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So we do have Crash Bandicoot Racing dropping as well as a new Team Sonic racing game. That's weird. I guess.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
There's Mario
Why
Kart
are they
alternatives
cars?
because it's 1992 again. That's why. Fuck you.
Yeah, Ellis, fuck you.
Jeez, my bad. Sorry. Didn't mean to question you, Sonic Senpai.
Oh, Ubisoft does have another game coming out, by the way, Anno 1800, and this looks really interesting. Let's see.
Anno is in Dracula.
Let's see. I'm gonna find.
Anno is in year.
I want to find a read in it, but it is a city building real-time strategy video game. So if you like SimCity style games that are not made by EA and are not terrible, developed by Blue Byte and published by Ubisoft, is set to be launched within February. So that's very soon. It is the 7th game in the Anno series and returns to the use of historical settings following the last two titles, 2070 and 2205, taking place during the Industrial Revolution of the 19th century. So what's interesting about this one is it looks like a lot of the problems you're going to have to deal with, including tourism, which is kind of weird. You're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff that you would deal with during the industrialization of the world. Some new aspects of gameplay such as tourism, blueprinting, and the effects of industrialization on island inhabitants. So I do love
Visually,
city builders.
This looks like it's gonna destroy my computer.
Yeah.
Just toast it.
It does look gorgeous, though.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
There's been other Anno games as well.
Right.
This is the first one in the series, so it's an established series that they're working from, established technology and stuff. The other ones looked fun. I haven't played any of them though.
Yeah, let's see. Anno games. Anno 1404, Anno 2070, Anno 2205, Anno 1701, Anno 1503, Anno 1602, Anno 1404, Anno 2988. I see what I did there?
I feel like 1404 is not a real one.
God damn it. What was that really good city builder that was made by like 3 people that was The Rage?
Well, City Skyline is very, very, very good. I don't know anything about the development team, but I assume that's what you're talking about.
It's so good.
It's fucking great.
Good. The water stuff in it's a little weird, but otherwise, I think we got through the vast majority of the games that we don't want to talk about.
That's the big list of things I'm excited about.
Yeah,
Maybe
there's
one day we'll get Pikmin 4.
some other stuff that don't really like the Surge 2. There's Babylon's Fall. I got some other games on this list
what that
here.
is.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff just isn't on my radar. Is there anything on your all's radar that we missed?
I don't think so. We've covered pretty much everything I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, same.
But I'd love to get some suggestions from chat in the comments for this episode.
Hey, by the way, so we're going to throw it to chat and we're going to check that email address to see if we got any weird questions to end on. While we do that, let's do some shout outs here for the podcast. As usual, we now have a YouTube channel. You'll find us as the Big Stack Podcast on YouTube. We don't have a vanity URL yet, so you just have to search YouTube for it. And we'd love it if you gave us a follow there. Don't forget, we will be giving a $50 gift card to somebody who follows us. Here's what you have to do to qualify to get it. You have to subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. You have to leave a comment on the giveaway video, which is also on the channel. And then you have to have a Twitter account and follow us on Twitter as well. I know for some of you will not have Twitter, so we're also doing a second giveaway as well, and that's for all of our Patreon subscribers, which is there's only 20 right now. So your chances of winning is very, very high if you just go put $1 into our Patreon kitty. You have a chance of winning a $50 giveaway for somebody that's following us on Patreon. So if you don't have Twitter and you do have $1, sign up for Patreon and give us a follow there. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to do a lot more giveaways like this in the future as we continue to grow on YouTube. And again, I want to say thank you for the now almost 14,000 subscribers we have on YouTube. I'm hoping this episode will get I'm hoping that we'll get 10,000 listens. If we get 10,000 listens, I feel very happy with that. I'm so grateful. The fact that 10,000 people would sit and listen to us talk about video games for 90 minutes means the world to us, guys. I really hope you know you are making our dreams come true. I've always wanted to have a podcast, and I've always wanted a successful one, and we'll never be Joe Rogan. We'll never be H3, and I never wanted to be. Here's what I wanted. I wanted a few thousand people to come in and listen to us talk about video games, and hopefully help my friends pay their bills via the Patreon and via other support sponsors, stuff like that.
That'd be nice.
And it's just means the world that a few thousand of you are already here. Thank you.
And we want to hear from you, few thousand people. We want to talk about the things that you want to hear about. So let us know what they are, please.
Yeah, I do respond to comments every once in a while on these videos from my main YouTube account. So if you ever wanted me to interact with you, this is a good way to do it. So let's see. Do we have a weird question, Jacob? Do you got one what is lined up?
So nobody has sent us weird questions. They have sent us questions to talk about YouTube drama, Twitter drama. I don't know.
Boring.
Nobody
Nobody
wants to talk about Outer Worlds, which we definitely talked a bunch about on our last episode, I believe. We're very excited about it.
Yep.
To sum that up, I have a weird question for you, though, Boogie
I'm
and
interested.
Ellis.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I don't know if you guys heard. They're actually adding a fifth head to Mount Rushmore.
Oh, yeah?
Did you know that? They're adding a fifth one.
I hadn't heard about this. Okay.
But they haven't decided who it's going to be. Who do you think it should be?
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage?
It needs to be Nick Cage.
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. I like Pac-Man.
I like Pac-Man. Pac-Man's good.
I wrote down Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, just like right next to Lincoln.
Okay, right. Visually, what is the difference between Abraham Lincoln and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter?
Well, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter has he hunts vampires.
Yeah, professionally, whereas the president Abraham Lincoln just did it as a casual thing.
Oh God, it was just an amateur.
It was a hobby.
Hobbyist vampire hunter. Okay, got it. I want to see Nick Cage. I think Nick Cage would look good on a Rushmore.
Yeah.
Let his hair look like a bird.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
How about we just put a big cheeseburger up there?
Ooh, I like.
All right.
It's very American. Ooh, Sam Walton. How about put Sam Walton up there?
Let's not.
You know, the only reason Teddy Roosevelt, don't get me started on Mount Rushmore. I'm so pissed off about it, dude.
That's a really weird thing to be pissed off about.
No, listen, man.
Tune in next time to find out why Boogie2988 hates Mount Rushmore.
No, the only reason Teddy Roosevelt's up there is because he was friends with the sculptor. And the sculptor, he wanted the presidents, but the guys who originally paid the sculptor to do it, they wanted cowboy heads. They wanted like Billy the Kid and stuff up there, okay? And then we stole the land from the American Indians. And we tried to pay them off for it, but they won't take the money because all they want is their land back.
You know, there's this documentary I saw that said that the real reason that we made Mount Rushmore was to hide the City of Gold landmarks from people. Look that up. It's true. It's real.
Yeah.
City of Gold in the Dakota Hills. It's under Mount Rushmore.
Boogie, I feel like that was a rant that you've been holding in for a long time, and you were just waiting for somebody to say Mount Rushmore.
I have. I'm so mad about it.
Drop that bomb on them.
I've just been watching a lot of Adam Ruins Everything, and he ruined a lot of good stuff recently.
Adam Ruins Everything. Good content.
Yeah, it's a good show. Hi,
Fair
Adam.
enough.
Hi, Adam.
Hey, everybody in the comments, tell us who's the fifth head for Mount Rushmore.
Who's the fifth head for Mount
I gotta know.
Yeah, I want to read out your answers while you guys are getting to
and
that
have
point.
something more original than Donald Trump, because that's a tired joke that we're
Yeah,
already
Donald Trump's
no one's
so
even
boring.
said it yet, and I'm already so
That's
tired.
why I stopped playing Jackbox party games, because that's all people type in. It's just every word is Hillary, Trump. David Cross. Ooh. Would he be nude, or would he have his blue jeans on?
I'm going to tell you a secret right now. They're all nude. You just can't see it because their bodies are underground.
I think they have collars. Are they wearing Dickies? Is that it? I see Kratos. Kratos is a really good one.
I like Kratos.
Yeah.
Make it the bald eagle. Oh, that'd be interesting.
Okay.
Oh God, Bill Cosby.
No, I don't think so.
That's a terrible answer.
I see somebody say, make it the wall, the video game.
What? That doesn't even make sense.
I don't even know what that sentence means. It's so good.
I'm cutting all of this from the episode. I can't wait to do it.
Oh God, Seth
All
Rogen,
this is getting edited out.
Randy Savage. Oh yeah, you need to put me up on the goddamn Mount Rushmore, Hulk Hogan, cause if you don't, I'm gonna snap your bones like a Slim Jim. Hulk Hogan.
as they sip on the goddamn Mount Rushmore. Cause
Well,
I
now
am the
okay, Macho Man?
cream of the crop. No, I'm dead. I died about 4 years ago, and that's really fucking sad. I miss Elizabeth mourns me every day.
Wow, that's depressing.
That came out of nowhere. Well, now you can't cut any of this because that's got to stay in.
I'll do some movie magic because you're right. That needs to stay in. But
Tommy Wiseau is Macaulay Culkin. Hey, did you guys hear about Macaulay Culkin? He held an online.
I've heard of him.
He held an online poll to change his middle name.
Yes.
And do you know what his new middle name is? Tell him, Jacob.
What is it?
I believe that it was voted to be Macaulay Culkin as his new middle name.
So his new
is
name,
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin. But if you say it correctly, it's Macaulay Culkin. And I like the proper pronunciation because it's easier to say Macaulay Culkin. But if you say Macaulay Culkin, that's just because that's how Stephen Jason Williams, Macaulay Culkin, right?
I hope he does it.
Culkin, say Culkin.
Way to go, Macaulay.
Culkin.
And his friends call him Macaulay.
Culkin. Hey guys, we're gonna end this podcast before it degenerates.
Oh my God, it's still going?
Into just saying.
We're still recording this?
Please stop. Please.
All you're doing is making work because somebody has to edit all of this out.
Somebody, this guy, I have to do it.
Leave it in because it's gold. This is the real reason they love the podcast. Okay, guys, let us know in the comment section below if we should have left that part of the podcast in or not. Because I don't know if we did or not. Let us know what video games you are looking forward to. Let us know what you think about the video games that we thought about in the comment section below. While you're down there, take a trip to that link to the Patreon. Check out the folks, my friends here at Big_Breakfast. You'll find a link to their YouTube or their Twitch streaming channel as well, and I think you'll be really glad you watched them because if you want to hear me shut up for a while, I'm not even part of that. So it's just those guys. Then, if you could, drop a like on this video, leave a comment, interact with YouTube so it knows that you love this video, and if you'd be so kind, hit subscribe. That's a chance that you win a $50 gift card. But more importantly, just by hitting that subscribe button and hitting that notification bell and watching these videos, you are making our dreams come true. And we couldn't be more grateful. So guys, you want to say goodnight?
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Come and see us next week.
Thank you.
Thanks
We'll see you
for
next week.
Thanks for
We'll miss
watching.
you.
We love you very much.
Goodbye.
And we'll speak with you again soon.
Are you making kissy sounds?